to Classes Design Grade 8 and open the diagram that is our criterion for design in our interdisciplinary, that you've created your prototype essentially. Reminder, if you click on this, it's an Illustrator file. You need to be in Firefox or Chrome to open it. It does not like to open in Safari. Can't help it, I'm sorry, that's all I can say. So it's going to open in Illustrator once you've opened it from the computer. It looks like a shoe. Close all these menus, they don't even, beautiful, shoe. I want to add my pattern to this. So the first thing I'm going to do is note that this needs to be a live paint zone. So I'm going to select it, go to Object, Live Paint, Make. And it kind of turns it into a paint by numbers. You know, when you choose number 1, it makes it blue. So Live Paint, Make. Now when I hit K on my keyboard, you'll see that I can add my design. Now something to note, if you don't want the whole template, your whole pattern, maybe you want 2 sides that are a certain color. Don't think orange represents our culture as much, but you can choose the color that represents the one for you. Now, I made my swatch, but it's not visible here. This is the part we need to pay attention to. So I'm going to go back to my tessellation where I have the swatch. I need to save this in order to actually use it. So I'm going to click on this little guy here, and I'm going to save swatch library as Illustrator AI. And I just put it on my desktop because I can't access the school swatches folder at school. And I'm going to call it tessellation swatch. It's going to generate a swatch file. So the reason this feature exists is not so that someone could save their tessellation, but if you have a color palette you're using for a company, you can create a full color palette for that company, save it, and have one for every company you're designing for. That's what most design firms do. So they can personalize this per client. Moving on. Here, when I go back to this guy, it goes back to the default swatches. Instead of saving, we're going to open. When you open your swatch library, it's going to say which one do you want to open, if I click on the word properly. Other library, open, other library. Where is this other library you like? Well, we saved it to the desktop under tessellation swatch. Now, it will open up your lovely swatch. So instead of me adding that blue fill, I can change to anything. Remember, K makes the paint bucket appear. Now on the paint bucket, K, paint bucket appears. K as in koala. Voila, I can choose this. What's really cool is that when you click on your next one, because it's live paint, the pattern repeats as it would normally. So there's overhang, overhang. Voila. Something to note, zoom on in, because Tom's is its own separate little word. You need to fill the inside of the O. So zoom into that. You have this as many or as few of the pieces, but you need to showcase it, as we will be cutting and assembling first class back next week so that you have your file. I will print them in color for you. If you print them in the lab, they will come out black and white. Unless your shoe's black and white, by all means print. This will showcase to show if it would work on our shoe that we're going to later create our lovely tessellation cutout for. All right.